Hi, I'm Bob Cicherillo, 2006 Masters World Champion. Posing was the key to me winning the title. Follow my program and I guarantee this video will instruct you on presenting your own world-class physique. Round 1 is the symmetry round. 4 quarter turns starting from the front. The judges will ask for the front relaxed position. Of course, you're never going to be in a totally relaxed position. Quarter turn to the right and hitting your side pose. Again, you'll notice I had the arm twisted slightly. Quarter turn to the rear, obviously making your back as wide as you can. Flex the calves always. Remember, they're looking at everything, not just your back. Another quarter turn to your right. Again, always looking to make the waist as small as possible. Get the shoulders squared around. The judge is going to give you a little heat about that. Don't worry about it. And of course, facing the judges, your final quarter turn. And you're going to go right into the mandatories, starting with the front double bicep. Now you'll notice the front double bi is going to be your best shot usually. You can do that with a staggered stance, as I just showed, keeping the upper body as upright as you can get with a vacuum pose, I prefer. A lot of the shorter guys will hit their abs. Front lat, no tricks here. Remember, every pose starts from the ground up. You'll notice I flex my legs at the bottom of every shot, and then the upper body. We're going to go right into the side chest, and I'm going to show you something here. Let's freeze that right there. Now, you'll notice in my side chest, okay, there's no error between my elbow and my body. I'm talking about my right elbow. That's a common mistake you see a lot of amateurs doing, is they got that arm chicken winged out there, all right, to try to show that chest. Or they bring their chest down, which is always a mistake in my opinion. Keep the chest up, more the old school look, like what you've seen Arnold and Franco and a lot of the old timers doing. Again, it shows the size of the chest and the thickness. And let's keep that rolling now. Again, the legs are posed, calves are flexed. Again, keep the arms in and keep it under the rib cage to bring that chest up. We're going to go right to the side try. Either side, they're going to ask for your best side. And you can freeze that right there. Now, once again, depending on where the judges are sitting, and you should always check that out when you take the stage. The judges are usually spread out in front of you. Now, when you're looking out to the audience and you're hitting this right side try, you're going to notice that the judge to your left is not going to be able to see your tricep. You have to rotate around in order to show the judge what you got. Now, let's keep going. I'm going to show you how I rotate and freeze it right there. Okay, and you'll notice I just that little bit of a move, okay? Show the judge what you got. They can only judge on what they can see. So don't be afraid to move your body back and forth a little bit. Again, depending on where you are, especially if you're on one side of the stage or the other. So always be aware of where the judges are. Okay, we're going to be moving on now to the back. So a quarter turn to your back. Again, the leg is spread out. Now, freeze it right there for a second. Now, you'll notice that I put my right leg out and I cocked my knee out. Okay, you're going to do that for a couple of reasons. One, you can notice the sweep on my leg that shows to the right. Okay, if your leg is pitched in, if your knee is in towards your other leg, it's not going to show your legs to their advantage. So get yourself a nice staggered stance. You'll also notice I'm not afraid to put that leg a couple of feet back behind me. That's for balance. How many times do you guys see somebody on stage, they lose their balance when they hit a back double bicep shot? Okay, so now the legs are posed. I'm going to now go into the back double bi. You can do this a variety of ways. I like to spread my arms out, and you can freeze it right there. Now, you're going to notice right here, I got my elbow spread out as wide as I can. I'm showing not only back width, but back thickness. Okay, very important. You're going to see a lot of guys, they kind of scrunch their shoulder blades together when they hit this pose, and it doesn't show the width. Width is very important when it comes to bodybuilding and when it comes to displaying your physique. So always spread that out. A lot of guys like to crunch it back, and then they'll spread it out. That's fine, but the end result always has to be that nice, wide shot. Okay, you're going to go right into the lat spread now. I'm going to freeze it there. And you're going to notice I'm showing the lower back, the old Christmas tree, okay? So get that little bit of a pause, okay? If we can get that back and forth, you can see that you can show the Christmas tree, and then you're going to spread it out, freeze it there. Now again, as wide as you can get those shoulder blades flared out. You should not be seeing your shoulder blades chicken wing outing in the back of you. Okay, and you see a lot of guys doing that. This is not a power shot. Okay, you want to spread this out as wide as you can. Again, same position with the legs. You can switch up the legs if you want. That's up to you. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. All right, but show the width. Also remember that the judges are sitting below you. All right, and so in this pose, you do not want to lean forward, again, away from the judging. If anything, you're going to lean back a little bit to give it a better perspective. All right, the more you lean away from the judges, the smaller you're going to look. It's that simple. Okay, continuing on. Next pose you're going to hear called is the front abdominal shot. Hit the leg first. Again, every pose starts from the ground up. You're going to blow all the air out. When you blow the air out, it comes from the diaphragm, not just from the mouth. Okay, that's how you get the abs cinched in there and real tight. Make that waist as small as you can. They're now going to ask for your favorite, most muscular. You can use a hands-on hand clasp approach like a Sean Ray style, or the traditional crab shot, which I like to do. And there you have it, the mandatories all in a row, showing your physique to the best you can. Now I'm going to go through some of the do's and don'ts of posing. This is the front relaxed position. Now you'll notice you want to bring your chest upright. Okay? We're also going to use what I call the rule of thumb. Okay? Your arms should never be out like you're carrying luggage. All right? You'll notice the shoulders disappear when you bring your arms out like that. If you can touch your sides with your thumbs, you're in the correct position. The further away from your body your arms get, the smaller your arms look. It's that simple, guys. Okay, a quarter turn to the right. Now you're going to notice I have a twist going on here, okay? Now you're going to get away with this a lot more in the pros than in the amateurs because they're going to ask you to face the guy in front of you. Slowly twist and try to get the waist as small as possible. You'll notice how the shoulders start to look bigger and wider as I get my shoulders squared around. Now this is not the most comfortable position in the world, I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay? But it looks good on stage, and that's what you're interested in. Okay? Keep yourself from the side. One motion, you're going to twist. Again, get the shoulders squared around. You can flex the tricep or keep it straight. All depends on what your triceps are looking like and how big your arms are. Quarter turn to the back. Again, the calves are flexed. Legs are tight. Same thing here now. The rule of thumb, notice I can touch my sides with my thumbs within reason. Again, get the back out nice and flared. Okay, do not get the arms up in the air. Once again, you can see how this impacts the physique and it does not look good. Keep the arms down. Everybody gets all jacked up on stage and you get the blood flowing, and believe me, those arms start to get out wide. It does not help your physique any. Now, notice my foot position, which I just showed, okay? I've got the legs basically pointing towards the back corner of the stage and I'm twisting around. If we can freeze that right there. Now, that is a great position for the side. Again, the feet, if you're on the stage and you're facing completely to the side, your feet are going to angle towards the back corner of the stage. Okay, it's just a little bit. It's about 20 degrees, and you're going to twist. Again, you can see how much smaller the waist looks. Okay, I can flex that left pec again and get the shoulders squared around. You can see the detail that it actually creates, okay, with that twisting motion. Now, again, in the amateurs especially, the judges may call you on this, okay, even by number. That's great. Let them call you by number a couple of times, okay, within reason. All it does is draw attention to your physique. So, but they may ask you to face the guy in front of you. If they do that, face the guy in front of you and then slowly twist around again. Don't worry, just blame it on me, guys. Now, you'll notice a wide stance is not going to help your physique, okay? Legs wide, arms wide is not a good look. Keep your feet close together. Get the heels together. Flex the legs. Again, get the hands in. Again, you should be relatively close to your thumbs hitting the sides of your body. Okay, a big front double bi. That's a standard position. Legs are upright. This is an alternate. Again, leg out to the side. Now you'll see either one looks fine. Again, all depends on what your physique looks and what looks best in displaying your body. Okay, standard front double bi. Do not get the elbows up too high or too low. Again, right about square is where you're going to look your best. All right, I prefer to hit this with a vacuum shot. It's a little bit old school. I still tend to think it looks best. If you're a shorter bodybuilder, you can hit the abs down and it doesn't look too bad. Okay, moving on to the front lat spread. You're going to notice, I'm just showing you right now where to position your hands, okay? And it's right to the small of the waist. We can freeze that right there. Okay, you'll notice I'm basically creating a V-taper to my physique by placing my hands at the smallest part of the waist. You do not want to get too low with your hands as you cannot flex your lats, and you certainly don't want to get too high, which a lot of guys do because they don't have any lats, okay? You're not fooling anybody. Believe me, the judges have seen a lot of physiques over the years, so you want to show your physique to the best that you can, okay, and observe these techniques. So find the small part of your waist. Again, get the elbows out nice and wide. Flex the chest if you can, and bring the chest upright. And you can tilt back a little bit, again, but try to show the lats as best you can from the front. Okay, now we're going to go around to the side chest. Again, the leg goes first. Now, again, I'm pointing my knee in towards my other leg. Okay, that's going to do a couple of things. It's going to try to bring out the striations in your glutes, if you have them. Also, the lines down the side of your leg. Okay, don't get that elbow away from the body, just like I spoke about in the beginning. Okay, bring the arms underneath and bring them up underneath your rib cage, bringing the chest upright. We can freeze that right there. Okay, now you'll notice it's a nice side chest pose. Again, the arms are pulled into the waist. Okay, I'm showing up the chest. Again, I have a nice side position with the legs. You do not want to get that elbow out. I should see no light between your arm and your physique. I don't care whether you're an amateur or a pro. That's the proper position to have. Now you can hit either side. They'll usually ask for your favorite side chest. You may have a better side than the other. I highly suggest you practice both. Once again, if you can get that elbow out, what we call chicken wing, that arm out there, it doesn't look better. Actually, it looks worse and it makes your shoulder disappear. So again, get those arms in, get them underneath your rib cage, bring it up. Okay, always start at the bottom. Okay, again, now notice right there, okay, I'm bucking the knee in towards the other leg. Into the side try. The leg position is no different than the side chest. Now notice how I'm turning it, turning it, turning it. Again, if there's judges on either side, you got to show them what you got. Especially if you're on the end. If you're one of the guys on the end, turn your whole body to face the judging panel, square up. Okay, now I'm going to get that leg out, and I'm going to show you exactly what I was talking about earlier. Okay, get that leg out to the side. Twist it. Show the flare of the leg. You can bring your arms up, down into the crunch, and then spread it out. Don't forget to spread it out. I see a lot of guys that crunch those shoulder blades back, and they never release the shot, okay? Throw that back out. Now notice how I'm turning back a little bit, okay? The judges are below you. Do not go away from the judges, or you will lose the biceps. You can see right there as I just turn back, see, no biceps, there's the bicep peak. Further away from the judges table you get, the smaller you're going to look. Okay, you can switch legs. Again, that's up to you. Okay, showing the striations in the lower back, the Christmas tree. You can do that simply by pressing on your thighs usually, or blowing the air out, especially if you have a good lower back to show. Okay, back lat spread. No tricks here. Again, get the lats wide, get the elbows out. All right, once again, you can see how much I'm losing in the back when I tilt forwards as opposed to tilting back towards the judges. The minute those shoulders become rounded and you're facing the back curtain as opposed to the judges, you're going to lose the perspective. So keep yourself upright, guys, and if you're going to turn anyway, turn back towards the judges. Front abdominal, one of the toughest shots to hit because you have to hit a lot of muscles at the same time. Don't forget the legs. Okay, you can twist a little bit, show your serratus. You can switch legs. See? Blow the air out. That's the key. You have to blow the air out from the diaphragm in order to get the abs to show entirely. Okay, bow out on those knees. Again, it's very difficult to hit your abs and your leg at the same time, but something you always have to work on. And this is why you get into the posing room for practice. Now, a couple variations of the most muscular. There's a hand on hip, a double hand, and of course, the traditional crab shot, most muscular. Hit the leg, This is one of those poses you've got to find out what works best for you, and it might be any one of those three or a combination thereof. Okay, present the shot. Bring the arms up. Come around with the shot. The most muscular is your big pose. Everybody wants to end their posing routine with the most muscular. So present the shot. One of the things you'll be asked to do at any physique contest is the 1-minute routine. And the key to the 1-minute routine is transitions. Now you can do the mandatories pretty much in a row. I'm going to throw in a couple of variations here, but you're going to notice that the smooth flow between one pose and the other is going to be the key. This actually can be used as a routine. All you have to do is set some music to it. But you'll notice I'm just flowing from one pose to another. Again, the hands are very loose. Okay, I'm basically using a two-step approach. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's a two-step and then get your leg out in position. And you can do that pretty much in a circular motion. You don't have to work the stage. Again, this is pre-judging. You're just showing your physique. You can pretty much use whatever routine you want, okay, but you may not have a whole lot of time as you only have 1 minute to display what you've got. So I'm going to show poses from both sides to show my symmetry. Okay, a little variation there of a tricep pose. Very easy transition. I didn't have to move a whole lot to hit that pose. Okay, same thing here. We're showing the serratus and then right into an abdominal shot, and then of course the natural pose, the most muscular right after that. I always want to finish with the big most muscular. And it's that simple. Okay, we're on to the free posing. Starting out with the classic front double bi, I'm going to flow from one pose to another very easily. Again, I'm going to show the strengths and hide the weaknesses. You'll notice, again, I'm observing all the techniques we just showed. Here's the side chest. Again, the legs are flexed. Calf is flexed. Again, the arms are underneath the rib cage. Now, if you've got a good back, and that's always been one of my better shots, okay, you're going to want to hit a series of back shots. Again, show the strengths, hide the weaknesses, okay? Three-quarter back shot, like this kind of a pose, is great if you've got a nice sweeping lat. Okay, here's a variation of a side chest, very easy transition. Again, another back pose. Again, don't be afraid to show what you got out there. That's the whole point of this routine. Come right around to a side try. Again, very easy transitions here. You don't want to keep moving around from one side to the other. Okay, up into the lat spread. Now there's a single arm bicep shot. Again, a bit of a throwback, something that you'll see a lot of the old timers using, Arnold. Again, it can be a very good shot, but again, if you have small arms, again, if arms is not one of your strong points, don't throw this shot. You've got a decent baseball type bicep, by all means, throw all those bicep shots. Again, a variation of another back pose. Again, I'm going to hit 3 or 4 back shots in a row. Again, showcasing the physique. If you've got a good back, show it. Don't be afraid to hit 3 or 4 back poses in a row. Show the judges what you got out there. Another variation. Okay, round into a side chest. Again, that's a kind of a favorite of Jay Cutler and Gustavo Bedell. Now I'm going to go down here, okay? You want to show some variety into your posing routine, so don't be afraid to use the floor a little bit. Also depends on your physique and what kind of music you're posing to, is if you can go down into the floor or not. Okay, but it does lend some other poses to your routine. A lot of guys have a tough time coming up with more poses. They might have 8 or 9 poses in their routine, and they'll just keep hitting the same shots over and over and over, which will make for a very boring routine. So sometimes I like to go down depending on what kind of music I'm hitting. Okay, and I can hit the same series of shots pretty much from the floor, so you can duplicate a lot of the shots. Okay, and there's a rotating bicep shot. Again, depending on your music, you can make that faster, slower. Again, it always has to go with the beat, whether you like upbeat music, more classical. So depending on what kind of a music selection you like, the poses have to reflect the routine. And you'll notice even from the floor, I'm going to hit a lot of my choice back shots. And you always want to finish off with, again, with a couple of choice shots of your favorite, most muscular varieties. And there you have it. Well, there you have it, guys, my comprehensive Posing 101 course, so you too can develop a world championship routine. Now, there's a few tips you're going to want to keep in mind before your big show. Number 1, start from the ground up. Every pose you hit will start with the legs. There are no exceptions to that rule. Whether you're hitting a lat spread, a front double bi, or a back double bi, or a lat spread, everything starts with the legs. Set your legs and then hit the pose. This will keep your legs flexed throughout the pose, as a lot of guys tend to forget them. The minute those biceps go up, the legs smooth out. Remember, they're looking at your entire physique, not just the muscle that you're showing. Tip number 2, keep control of the midsection. Now you see a lot of this on stage with a lot of guys. Once you get all hyped up and you start hitting the shots and the blood starts flowing, the midsection starts coming out. You've got to keep the abs under control. Suck it up, flex the midsection, keep the abs tight at all times. It looks good on stage. Okay, there's plenty of time for breathing when you get off the stage into the back. Number 3, relax and take your time. Everybody's hyped up. Again, everybody's pumped up out there. It's competition day. Okay, the bottom line is too many guys rush through their poses, never stopping to show the pose. Okay, the judges can only judge you on what they can see. So if you're whipping through your posing routine at record pace, you're not even stopping long enough for them to actually look at your physique and assess what you've got. Okay, take your time, guys. Relax, slow it down, go through each pose and display what you've got. That's why you're there. Tip number 4, practice, practice, practice. Nothing's more obvious than a guy who steps out on stage and didn't devote 1 minute to his posing routine or his mandatories. Okay? One thing you can always spot is the guy that's shaking. The hands are shaking around, the legs are shaking. This isn't from dehydration. This isn't from inexperience, okay? It's from not practicing. Get in front of the posing mirror. Get in front of some of your buddies or your training partner, okay, and go through your routine. Practice the mandatories. Practice holding the mandatories. We used to actually use a stopwatch in some of these and hold the pose for a minute or two. This will help in looking professional, which is the next tip. Number 5, look professional at all times. Nothing looks better out on stage than a bodybuilder who is a seasoned pro and looks it. You could be out there at your first show or the Junior Nationals or the USA, but look professional. Look composed. Look relaxed in your posing. Look like you've done it a million times, even if it's your first time. Look at old videos of some of the old pros like Lee Haney, Lee Labrada, some of the greats that were out there, and they look relaxed. And they look like it's got no effort whatsoever going through their poses. That's how you want to look. Practice your routines, and then once again, no matter what happens out there, no matter what place you get, look professional at all times. Building a physique takes a lot of discipline and dedication. Dieting for 12 weeks is no picnic either. But don't forget that the art of posing is what separates the winners from the wannabes. Perfect your posing and showcase the physique of a champion.